Contact! Partidei Delgado.
How you want me to?
Va fi corner, dragi ascultători.
DJ Travis Costa in the mix.
This is your DJ, Travis Costa, with some smooth operator vibes for you.
There's this strange attraction and borderline addiction when it comes to the AR platform. Even though we see the same platform in all its mundane configurations, we can't help to look and run that mental checklist of turn-ons when you spot an AR. But when your needs are a capable and reliable system that gives you, the shooter, more options to work with and a platform built to promote your body mechanics and drive you forwards, you aren't left with many options to choose from. Introducing the Fight Club Customs Jack Carbine FTW. Based on the real steel version, the Haley Strategic Partners Jack Carbine by BCM, you know the FCC version has a lot to live up to. The contours of the rifle, coupled with the many details and solid build quality, manifests itself into a perpetual orgy of eye candy. It's impressive how metal combined with bits of plastic can spawn into something that emanates both functionality and design without sacrificing either. If you're a fanboy, which you probably are, you'll drool over the markings. You'll stare at the amputated butterfly for hours, the BCM logos on the sides, and all the small refined details that make you giggity all over. Don't think about the trademarks as a blatant disregard to IP rights, but more of a strive for perfection. And with the addition to other small yet equally refined details like the raised takedown pins, finger rest by the trigger guard, and ambidextrous fire control and magazine release, you can't help to contemplate the meaning of life just a little bit. Sure, the rifle has its hiccups and flaws here and there, but they're so minor you won't notice them like the disappearance of Hillary's emails.
This is DJ Travis Costa, turning up the beats for your tactical vibes.
For that smooth operator.
Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This rifle is expensive. This gun will break your budget. Hell, it might even break your current relationship and the one after. It might be the reason your kids don't get to go to college. That being said, this isn't your average toy gun, right? If you're gonna use the Jack like a surgically stuffed trophy wife so you can feel more privileged than the rest of the multicam preteen squads during Super Soldier weekend games, then yes, it's a toy gun. But I rate the actual value of the Jack a little different. To me, it's the build quality, the consistent attention to details, the pride that went into making this rifle, the potential it can offer me, and the potential I can get out of it. Not because of the 4-digit price tag, but because of the sublime result of the hard work that went into this rifle. This gun was purpose-built and is purpose-driven. You can argue that value is objective, but with the FCC Jack, it just gives back the important stuff that matters to me. Some might say spending that much for a toy gun gives me a false sense of entitlement. That's not the case. This gun should be an automatic algorithm for Instagram's douchebag feed, but it's not. It's a motivator. Sure, it costs the same as 4 months rent, but it pushes me in a direction of 10 years of shooting kids in the face with plastic BBs just couldn't. My relationship goals with the Jack isn't to have fun. It's to make a difference. It's about training, practicing, and doing what I love doing. Sure, it's just plastic BBs, and no, you don't have recoil or a lethal 5.56 62 grain slug leaving the barrel. But I'm still all about learning my way around the AR platform. I'm about grinding the rifle hard, so when I do switch over to the real stuff, I'm more confident and know more about my limits and how to push them. Is it really that perverted I want to use a replica firearm for training purposes? Picking up the rifle, you instantly feel the solid build and the weight it packs. I like a rifle that packs a little weight to it. It makes handling easier, it's more responsive and feels more natural. Having a rifle that's too light just feels cheap, like you're forcing something into place rather than using it as an extension of your body. The 14.5-inch SMR handguard looks to be a little bit too long and heavy. Luckily for me, I'm not built after the hipster size chart, and love to run a long rifle. I thought the SMR would feel bigger and less manageable. It doesn't, and it isn't. Along with the forged aluminum body, the FCC Jack is solid through and through. Running this rifle doesn't feel right, it feels great. The Jack superimposes a feeling of movement, situation awareness, and shooting are all the same impulse driving you forward. The trigger response feels like it's made from my index finger with years of PlayStation shooting experience. Shots never felt so satisfying and responsive. That distinct PTW sound of turning the gears and making the cylinder pop might sound like a 4-year-old trying to make his first trap album, but it's damn satisfying to hear that high-pitched engine grinding away. The internals are fitted perfectly. The sound and motion of everything working in coexistence to deliver a precise payload is both an audible and visual nutbuster. Now, I'm all for Black Rifles Matter. But there's something about the disruptive gray that just makes me want to do the truffle shuffle. You can't help but to stop, look, and appreciate it immensely. FCC did one hell of a Cerakoting on it. The texture and color of the FCC just sits right for my retinal receivers. I like my rifles plain and simple when it comes to the color scheme, and the disruptive gray just works on so many levels. With all the gadgets mounted on the rifle, keeping the color scheme simple just signals a rifle with a high level of self-esteem. Whatever that means. But this isn't your average Call of Duty AR, nor should it be. It's not featured in whatever Michael Bay action movie hitting theaters this summer. This isn't a rifle made for scooper gear shooters that rely on holding the full auto kill rates all the way in. This isn't even the rifle you get when you're the biggest gear nerd, but the only shooting stance you know is the armchair position. This isn't an airsoft gun, it's a tool. It's a motivational multiplier. This is Fight Club's training weapon. If you don't see the potential in the title alone, you're not seeing the true value. I bet if Travis Haley called FCC asking for the Jack for testing, he too would see the addition to his toolbox to improve skill set, abilities, and progress. You want to promote progress. That special something that pushes you in the direction of getting better, faster, and more confident. That's one of the values the FCC Jack has, and it's an important one. Sure, plastic pew-pew isn't as fun as the real thing, and recoil management doesn't even exist. But with limited resources such as ammo prices, laws, and regulations that prohibit you from practicing the many aspects of the pew-pew lifestyle, the FCC Jack is the right tool for training. It creates a path to become more fluent on the range, get better as an athlete, and understanding your own body mechanics and improving them. And when you take all that and switch over to the real steel shooting, you feel more at home. Hell, even if you're a leaf operator, the force-on-force training is greatly improved by something as stellar as the FCC Jack.
Your DJ, Travis Costa, with some smooth operator vibes for you. Hot 108.1 FM. TAC vibes all day, baby.
Using the FCC Jack for training and better understanding of the AR platform allows more room for mistakes. And make no mistake, this isn't the GI version of a selfie stick for blurred faces anonymous. When using the Jack for force-on-force training and other tactical courses, I had a sense of confidence that I was going to perform to the best of my abilities. Sure, I'm no Delta SEAL, nor do I want to be. There are plenty of more capable and combat-ready men out there, and I'm not trying to be them. I am, however, trying to improve myself more and more. Even when others got to try out the Jack for force-on-force training, they were just as impressed with it as I was. In a lot of cases, using an airsoft rifle for training, especially force-on-force, is a cheaper and more reliable solution when you invest in something as proper as the FCC Jack. The look, feel, and mechanics offered by the Jack are there for your self-improvement. Sure, it might look strange with me at the gun range with a toy gun, but after handling the Jack on so many occasions, the transition to a real firearm is far less. And it lets me train and practice what I love doing.
Ready?
And that you can't put a price on.
DJ Travis Costa in the mix.
This is Hot 108.1 FM. Smooth tactical vibes.
Coming up next is the coolest patch you'll ever get. Today, we'll want to show you the 2C1H patch. the #1 morale patch that is all about that pew-pew lifestyle, the right to defend yourself and having the right mindset. Get the patch that swept the world by storm at only $14.99 with free shipping worldwide. The Hearts and Mind patch is available now. Just visit the website.